know there'll always be a honky-tonk in Texas. And from the dance floor you will hear twin fiddles play. At last call there'll be a jukebox in the corner, playing He Stopped Loving Her Today.
Well, it's 9 o'clock in the east, 6 o'clock in the west. Do you know where your producer is? Well, if you're Clarksville creative sound artist, you definitely do. He's right there. And it's Curt Ryle. And after a long layoff, we're back here, the much anticipated return of Curt Ryle's Road Stories. Curt, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, Brent. Man, it's been a crazy 2 or 3 weeks, as you know.
It sure has.
You know, we had so much stuff going on with the awards. We had Steve was down in Texas, of course, at the Texas Country Music. You were down there too. You won an award, Brent.
Yeah, Steve and I both did. That was
absolutely. What was that award?
His was for Vocalist of the Year. Mine was for Media Professional. So.
Wow. That's quite an honor, man. I mean, the CMA of Texas, that's huge.
Yeah.
That is awesome, and I was really happy to see that. And well, look here, we got CC Manuela in here. She's sitting right here. How'd you get in there? She's
what?
Yeah, there you are, right there. So you must have joined in the Road Stories.
Huh? How did I
do? That's funny. Anyway, all the Lashers are here too. Evie May and the whole crew. We got some people coming in here. This will be fun. So anyway, so how did that go, Brent? The CMAs of Texas. Tell us a little bit about that. We had the Road Stories crew hasn't heard this.
It was great, yeah. So I had the honor of being able to host that event, and a great awards ceremony. Everything moved along quickly that night, and just some fabulous music. You know, the whole purpose of that event, aside from giving people awards, was to focus on the music itself and the artistry, and I think that kind of sets that award show apart from some of the others out there, and that it's just such a focus on just one great artist after another, just putting the music out there, and very, very little talking, very few speeches. It was all about the music, and it was pretty phenomenal. So, still, like I said, Steve represented. Mackenzie McKetty won an award as well out there, and had a nice performance out there. Clarksville was very well represented out there.
Well, Mackenzie, I don't know what it is about Mackenzie, but she can go to the bathroom and get an award. That kid is winning like crazy, man. I'm proud of her. She also won a Josie Award. We had a wonderful, wonderful time at the Josies, and we had we took on. There's the whole crew right there. Look at there.
Great looking bunch.
Yes, sir. I mean, to tell you, I think I look. No, CC looks better than me. I was gonna say I might have looked better, but I don't. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? We had the whole crew there, and that's pretty much the roster. Short of a few. We had Brian Moon wasn't there, Lonnie Martmus wasn't there, and there were a couple that were not there, but we had a great time, and of course Cece, that was her first
everything.
Yeah, she's never seen the awards or been to those before, and so we invited her out, and I'm glad she got to come, and it was fun. We had a good time. And also, we want to congratulate Jaden Riley, who took home the fans' choice. Jaden, that's another one that she could just kind of like fall into anywhere and get an award. She's just got thousands of them, as you know. But a lot of that is a testament to them as an artist. I mean, they're so good at what they do.
Right, and we need to give a lot of credit to the Josies. I talk about what a powerful award similar to CMA of Texas is, but the Josies also, they have done such an incredible job of honoring independent artists at a time when nobody else was doing that, and now it's become such a big deal that Nashville can't ignore it, and I think that's really cool.
No, and you know what's funny, Brent, is I saw something this week. I don't think it was on Facebook. It was another thing where the mainstream the major labels are starting to get a little worried, I think, about the indie market because it's getting now where these kids, especially 25 and under, when they get in the car, they don't turn on FM radio anymore. They're streaming our music from social media. They got their own playlist. I'm sure Cece probably does the same thing.
Me too.
But it's eventually it's going to make a difference, and I really think that what we're doing, I think it's what people want to hear.
All right. Well, when the labels aren't needed, the major labels, because people can do it on their own and get it directly to consumer, without getting a large chunk of the revenue taken out of their pocket, then yeah, they should worry. And that's
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out because I heard that Ford Motor Company has already decided they're taking AM radio out, and
well,
I think
they've reversed course on that, thankfully. Because of the work that we've done with the National Association of Farm Broadcasting, they have decided not to do that, at least in the short term. Now they are looking at other possibilities, so we may be just kicking the can down the road, but you can see the handwriting on the wall where everybody wants to go with that, where they can control and monetize every revenue stream that they
well,
can.
you see, and I think that was the whole thing about
Right.
about them taking it out of the cars to begin with, is
Correct.
because I think what they wanted to do was they want to charge you for that service to have AM FM.
Correct.
And so if it comes down to that, I really think that that's where the indie artists are really going to strive because you don't have to sit through all of these commercial breaks and stuff when you're down streaming music from other platforms. So it's going to be interesting. But either way, I think we're making quite a splash right now out there in the music world, and it's starting to show. And we got a lot of great things coming down the pike. And as you know, Brent, this thing looks like it's taking off. We've only been a label for about 12 months, and it's just crazy how fast this is moving. And I want to say Cece has brought something to the table for me that makes me think that I always felt like there was a divine hand in this whole thing. I always felt like that there was God had something to do with this because it's just moving at warp speed. And so I just want to tell you, basically a little bit about Cece and how we met. She actually she came in here one day, and I have to laugh at this. I make fun of her. I pick at her because you can see how beautiful she is. But I was in here one day, and I was just kind of working here on the computer and getting ready to do some things. And I look up, and here stands a girl in my recording studio, and it was Cece, and she looked like she was going fishing. I can't put it any other way. She was actually going to go get firewood, so she was dressed in these real raggedy clothes where she could pick up firewood and stuff. And she had on this hat, which is a cool hat, but with the outfit she had on, it made it look like a fishing hat. So I'm thinking, okay, this girl's looking for the lake or something, and so I'm going to help her, right? And Cece comes in, and basically in so many words, Cece informs me that she is going to be a singer, and that she pretty much basically in so many words said, God is really, and I'm going to let her tell the story, but what I took from the whole thing was that, God is really behind her and pushing her to do praise and worship, and that she has not a career, but that she's going to do some life-changing things for the glory of God and doing Christian music. And Steve and I, and you, Brent, we had talked about a Christian division to this label, and we've been talking about it for a while. We just haven't gotten around to doing it. But when she came in and started telling me, basically, God told me to come here in so many words. And I said, well, let's see. First of all, let's get you behind the mic and let's find out if it's God or Satan talking to you, right?
Yeah, right.
We got her behind the mic, and I was pretty sure real quick it was God that was behind it because, man, this girl could sing like a bird. And so I'm going to let Cece talk a little bit about how all this came to be, and how did you, first of all, how did it feel coming in? I know she was looking at the walls, and she was thinking.
I was very shocked.
She was thinking that I was somebody.
Because the last time I worked with a producer, he was from Craigslist, just out of his garage, very talented. But so I was kind of expecting that some really old raggedy man with like cats all over
Cats?
in a garage. And then I come and it is not a garage at all. It's a full on studio. So I was pretty shocked and impressed right away.
So
Got a lot of stuff on there.
yeah, but she was just kind of like staring at the walls. There's some for people who haven't been in the studio. There's a lot of gold and platinum records on the walls, and so she was expecting to see a big fat man with a bunch of cats running all around who plays guitar and I guess probably smokes a cigar or something. I don't know, but it was quite a eye-opening experience for her and for me because when I got her in here realized how gifted that she was, and she told me that God had laid something on her. I'd like for you to share that, Cece. How, God told you were going to be in this business, and how did that happen?
Yeah, about 6 years ago when I was going to school for education, he told me I was a worshiper. Now, all of us have purposes in life, so I was kind of looking for mine like everyone, and he told me that, but then I didn't hear a word about it again for 6 years until this year. And so for the past 5 years, it was just the school was in session. It was baptism by fire. It was just back to back child of God building character exercises, one after the other after the other. And at one point, because when this started, I wasn't even aware of contemporary Christian music until 6 years ago, if you can believe. Because I grew up listening to hymns, and my church didn't really believe in us associating with other groups, so I wasn't even aware there's a whole modern Christian music world. And my husband took me to my first Christian concert. It was Michael W. Smith. And it was that same year God told me worshiping was my calling. And I remember at that time I said, Lord, I'm ready to go. Michael W. Smith can retire. I'm good. Send me. And then 3 years in, after life just beat the heck out of me, I was like, okay, Michael can carry on.
So you were like wondering, is it going to happen?
Yeah.
Did you question it? Did you doubt it?
It's weird because some part of me, I think when it started out, I 100% was ready, let's go. But as life kept beating me, he brought me to the end of myself. It was like a loading 3%, maybe someday. But as he brought me back out of it, I came to understand he wanted to teach me about discipleship, and he did tell me that later. He needed to establish discipleship before giving influence, because if you've got influence before discipleship, you'll just screw it up. So I went off from that, and it's just been a step of faith ever since. And this guy helped take things to a whole other level. My mind is still blown.
Well, Cece, the more Cece talked that day when she was here, the more I realized that there is definitely a divine hand in this because she she started telling me stories that I was thinking either she's not being honest or this girl has a direct pipeline to God. And she was telling me about how she met her husband, and she basically just walked up to him and told him that. Go ahead.
No,
Tell me. Tell us
because when God gives a prophecy, it's up to Him to make it come true. So you don't have to put effort, really. So when I met my husband, he told me that's your husband. So I told everyone but him because God was supposed to tell him. And
So he had no idea, but you knew.
Oh no, I knew, yeah. And he was so confused. He was chasing after this other person he thought was the one, but then we saw each other again 2 months later, and our anniversary is coming up, 8 years actually. It was November 1st, I think in like 2 days, we started dating, and then within 2 weeks he proposed, and I thought, now you're moving way too fast. So,
They
within, like,
got two beautiful little children. I mean, they're just gorgeous kids, and you know, he came in a couple of days later and was telling me all this whole story, and I was like, you know, there's just really got to be something to this, because, you know, I mean, she truly, the way she just showed up here was kind of a miracle. It really shouldn't.
Uber.
It really had to be ordained, because basically, I think, you know, her husband was driving an Uber, and he picked up some girl, and she gave him my business card and said, here, if you want to record sometime, here, call this guy. I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, but
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and he
then
gave her the card. So
I kind of forgot about the contact, and I ignored it for many months. But God, he works all things together for good, because 3 weeks before our meetings, actually, he wanted me to be in the Word every day and to be writing songs he was sending me, because our meeting was coming up and he knew I needed something to present. And I would fight it every day, and I would say, Lord, I got kids, I got bills, I'm not doing it. And daily this would happen. And one day I just said, if you're wanting me to be writing these songs, then you take care of my kids and my bills, because I can't do this right now. And then he worked out a situation where within like a week, my kids had free childcare at the greatest facility in Clarksville.
that's crazy.
And then he worked out another situation where our bills was taken care of for a good solid amount of time to allow me to write the songs. And I was still in disobedience, because I woke up one morning with no bills to worry about, no kids, and I thought, I'm going to go mow my lawn because the grass was long. And this neighbor comes out of nowhere and he says, ma'am, you're not going to mow this lawn. I'm going to mow this for you, not just this week, but every week until the end of the season. And he told me, don't you have something you need to do? And I called my husband and I told him God's taking care of the kids, the bills, even my lawn. And he said, you better write those songs.
So you need to get here and do your job, right? That's true. It's amazing.
I wrote the song, and then our meeting happened like 2 or 3 days later, and that's what I presented, and that was the first.
And it was one of the, and what a great song, CC. I was totally amazed by that song, and she had the, you know, she doesn't play an instrument, so she just stands up and she says, okay, I'll sing it for you, and she just took off a cappella. Well, I just grabbed a guitar and started playing along with her.
Yeah, and like 5 minutes. So you're still gifted.
Oh, well, the song was so well structured, and so it was just easy. I just wrote a chart on it, went in there and laid down a couple of guitars, and she sang it. And then I thought, wow, well, we need to put some harmony to this. And she starts stacking all these harmony parts, and we ended up with what, I don't know, 8 or 10 tracks of harmony. And she's, for somebody who had never really been in a recording studio. I mean, I think she's been in some small things, but nothing like this. And she was quite comfortable. She went in there, she knocked those parts out. I think we were probably finished within an hour and a half of the whole thing.
It was quick.
It was pretty quick. And so then, you know, I got to thinking, we need to go ahead and make this a full production. So I brought the musicians in. We turned it into a production.
And I just want to say, I did all vocals and shot the music video before I ever heard the production.
Yeah, she hadn't even heard the production, and she'd already shot the video.
No music on it. So when you hear it tonight, I'm kind of proud of myself for that.
I am proud of you too, and I know God's proud of you too.
Yes.
You know, and if you want to play it, Brent, for the audience, let them hear it. Let's do it.
All right, let's roll it. This is called My Jesus Lives.
Yeah.
The Lord is my banner, hallelujah. The Lord is the anthem that I sing. The mighty man of battle, the Lord is his name. All of they that wait upon our God have victory. My Jesus lives. My Jesus lives. My Jesus lives. My Jesus lives. Oh, He's won the victory. The angel of our Lord surrounds His saints, whose glory and the light arise on them. The greatest love bestowed is to be called His. All of they that call upon His name shall be saved. My Jesus lives. My Jesus lives. My Jesus lives. Oh, He's won the victory. He changes not. He slumbers not. Pour out your spirit, Lord, and pour out what you place. Believe and all the world come be a banner in the hearts across the earth. Return the heart, restore the homes. Your perfect will be done on earth as in heaven. When many tribulations come around this way, the gates of hell and all it has to hold, amongst all of the chaos in the dark of night, all of they who know the King of Kings on the throne say, My Jesus lives. My Jesus lives. My Jesus lives. Oh, He's won the victory.
If that's not God ordained, what is?
Well, judging by the reaction we're getting in the comments section, probably a good thing you didn't cut the grass that day.
Wow, I am blown away every time I hear that, Brandon. It puts chills on me, man. And I want to tell you guys something. We shot a video on this, and Braden, I don't even know if you know this, but Braden came running in because he was out there with the videographer when they were shooting the video, and he goes, Dad, you gotta come out here and see this. This is crazy. You gotta come see it. And I'm like, dude, I'm working. He goes, you gotta come. So I get up, I go out there, and I'm like looking around, and I'm like, she's sitting on a rock, getting ready to sing. And I said, well, what am I looking for? He said, just wait till the music starts. You remember this? And I said, okay. Yeah. So when the videographer turned the music on and she started singing, every leaf on that tree just started falling. There were just thousands and thousands of leaves coming down. It was almost like little angels falling out of the sky. It was beautiful. And then when the music would stop, the leaves would stop. It was crazy. He did that 3 times, and I saw the video today, and without the music, and these leaves were just gorgeous coming down the sky. It's amazing.
Wow. I haven't even seen that yet.
No, you will. Wait till the video comes out. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we have to take a second and recognize some of these people
Oh,
here.
yeah.
My Lord, we got a crew in here. We have Terry LeMaster here. We got a bunch of Clarksville Creative Sound artists. Brian Moon is here.
Hi, Carrie.
Yeah, and Brian said to tell you that you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Somebody said Jaden is a hero of every human ever bullied and world talented. You know, Jaden went on an anti-bullying tour. That's what this is about. And so we did a bunch of anti-bullying songs. And that's another interesting story. I've never told you, CC, but we recorded a song called Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. And it's about bullying, how these kids bully kids. And at the end of the video, there were 15 children who came on and posted and said, I was thinking about killing myself until I saw this video. Jaden has a lot of power over, things of that nature. I think she's ordained as well. But anyway, we have Frank and Fred are here. Jaden is right here, right now in the room. Here we go.
Nice.
Hey, baby girl, I love you. And Curt is here. Curt is a Minnesota Vikings fan, so you don't take him too serious, okay? Kidding. Curt and I, we have this feud going on because I'm a Cowboy fan. But we also have Marlene Marie here.
Another Curt.
And CC, wonderful smile. I'm not sure who that is. It says Facebook user, but Dina and Terry. Dina and Terry are here. We have the Hope Lane Band here. It says maybe she could collaborate with the Hope Lane Band. Have you heard of them?
Mm-mm.
We haven't heard of them, but Clarksville Creative Sound is open to just about anything if they're really good. I'd like to hear that band. Maybe we could. And Shirley Bartmus is here. That's Lonnie Bartmus's wife. So oh my gosh, we got.
Who's CC Manuela? There's a user there because I'm here.
Emma Marie, I think somebody just typed that in. It's just hi CC. And Ariel is here. There's an interesting little girl right there. You remember Ariel from the
great voice.
Yeah, she has Ariel maybe she's kind of I'm going to bring her in artist development and kind of work with Ariel because she's got a great voice, and we're going to try to get her where she's ready for the big stage and all that stuff. She's only 12 years old, my goodness. So we're going to work with her a little bit and see if we can get her so Ariel, we're glad to have you in here. And somebody said, Cece, your husband is a great guy. Now, I don't know who that is, but somebody in here met your husband, and I'm guessing.
Who is that?
I don't know, because it just says Facebook user, so we don't know who. But anyway, and this says that song just gave me goosebumps. So we got. And somebody said, is it an acoustic track? No, it's not an acoustic track. We did an acoustic track first, but then we did the full arrangement, and that thing just, as you could tell, was awesome. It said, God does and is bringing us all together. I'm staying out of the way, but more importantly, the Veterans Incorporated is purposed. I'm assuming that's Ray Medford. He's with the Veterans Incorporated. Somebody typed Jehovah Nissi, Jesus is my banner.
That was the original title.
That was the original title. So somebody might have saw this on Fort Worth Musical Moments and knew the reason we changed that title is because nowhere in the song does it say Jehovah Nissi.
It says the Lord is my banner.
It says the Lord is my banner. That's correct.
That's the definition.
But when
they did their homework.
I told Cece, I said, when you repeat something over and over and over, like my Jesus lives, that's got to be the title. Because when people go, hey, what's this song by Cece? Well, it's my Jesus lives, right? You just know. And I think we made a wise decision doing that. Somebody said, oops, never mind the full production. That was the person probably who was talking about the acoustic. Carrie Romero, hello, sweetheart. Glad you are in here with us. Carrie was wonderful at the awards, and next year she's probably going to win some awards because she just wasn't eligible this year. Carrie's one of the newer artists that we've signed, as everybody knows. So, and Evie May, I love that girl. Evie, I'm so proud you're part of this thing too. And next year you're gonna have a big year too. And there's little Evie, and there was Carrie right before that.
Where's her trunk?
Isn't she cute? She's such a good singer too. Uh, and so, golly, Peggy York is in here. It's just, guys, there's a lot of people here. There's so many people I can't even. Kathy Adams, that's one of your bands right there. She's so wonderful.
My #1 fan.
Oh my gosh, there's so many people here. I don't even know how. I could go on and on and on, but yeah, we're just really proud of Cece. We're happy she's on this label, and we got a lot of big things coming down the pike. She and I wrote a brand new song recently. What's it called?
Live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
Yes.
Can we read this? Should we read these lyrics?
Yes.
What do you think? I think
Go for
I want
it.
you to listen to these lyrics, but guys, because that ain't it. That's not it. I just pulled up the wrong thing here. Oh, I know. I put it in a folder. But guys, the music to this thing is gorgeous. But
I've
just
actually been singing it, like in the back of my
have
head.
you?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Listen to these lyrics. It says, "You will never be at peace if you're living in the past or wondering what tomorrow's going to bring. And you'll never find your voice through all the background noise. Your fear of life will never let you sing." How true is that? And it says, because you can't change what was or control what will be, and trying to will just drive you insane. So let the past be in the past, and if tomorrow comes, you'll be the rainbow that comes with the rain. Wow. And then it says, just live in the moment and the calm of the eye of the storm. There's serenity in God when you surrender, and his love will bring you safely to shore. And Cece wrote this verse: God gave us not the spirit of fear, but of power, self-control, and peace of mind. He's so worthy of our praise. Our debts have all been paid. The dark can't overcome his light that shines. It's funny, isn't it? I went to church this Sunday, and the pastor was talking about he went to Mammoth Cave, and he was in Mammoth Cave, and they turned all the lights out. And he said he could not see anything. It was just pitch black. And he said, and this one little candle was lit. And he said it lit up the whole room. And it's like light, just the smallest amount of light overcomes the darkness. Isn't that great? And that's basically what was said right here. The dark can't overcome his light that shines. Anyway, I love this. I think, and the melody to the song is absolutely gorgeous. So looking forward to recording that. We should be doing that soon, early December, I think. And gosh, Brent, we got so much stuff going on. We got artists coming in to record. It's like we're just being blessed, and I'm really, really happy to be a part of this thing, and really happy that CC and all of our artists are part of it. I'm really proud of Carrie Romero. She's just such a great singer, and she got a good heart. She brings a lot to the table. Of course, Terry LeMaster is our bluegrass Christian singer. Did you know that?
Yeah, I briefly met him at the Nashville.
That's him right there. And Terry is almost everything Terry does is Christian, but he does it in a bluegrass format. And are you familiar with bluegrass, CC? Have you ever listened to it? We got to remember, CC was born in Africa, so she didn't come here till she was 10 years old.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with bluegrass?
No.
No. You know what? We got to. I'm going to educate CC on all kinds. She's been educated on Western swing. So I played her some Steve Markwood music, right? Well, probably the best Western swing album out there, maybe one of the best for sure. And CC goes, "Do they play this music in cartoons?"
But it was great.
And if you go back, oh my God, there's the wig, CC. You saw it. She's been asking.
They do play it in cartoons.
That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. And in the old days, when they were making those cartoons, they did put Western swing music in there. And so she probably as a child,
Tom and Jerry.
She saw Tom and Jerry, and they had some Western swing in there. But it's really a great genre of music, and you got to hear it in its element with Steve Marquardt, because Steve Marquardt is maybe truly one of the better Western swing artists out there. I think he's probably the best. He definitely has the best album, and I think he sings as well as any of them. I'm a big fan of Billy Mata and all those guys. So, but Steve fits right in with all of them, and he's amazing.
Right.
So we got a lot of diversity on this label with genres, and yeah, I feel really good about where we're going.
Sounds like we're gonna have to get her some Ralph Stanley and some some of the bluegrass masters, some Bill Monroe.
Yep.
Whatever else we can dig up here, some Osbournes.
And Brent, let's talk just a little bit. I mean, we got to go and meet the head of the America Country Network, Tommy Snyder. He's the guy in the center. Tommy and I go back many, many, many years, maybe 25 or 30 years. And he's a great artist. Back in the day, he was a great artist, a great songwriter. He's still a great artist. And so he's the head of this network, and he is absolutely. I talked to him on the phone today, and
Did he hear the song?
Huh?
Did he hear the new mix?
Not yet, but that's why I called him. I called him to tell him, hey, I got something I want you to hear. I'm going to send it to you. And Braden is wanting to buy his 1980 Chevy truck, so Braden took up the whole conversation talking about this truck. But we got to meet Tommy, and also our TV producer was showed up the next day. We had a meeting the next day, and Brent, you weren't able to make that meeting, but we actually got to meet our producer. And this guy is absolutely taken back with what we do here. And I'm going to share just a little bit of this because, I don't want to, I know we've been on here a long time, but I want to just take a minute and tell you guys, when I envisioned this show, I envisioned a variety show, and I saw a stage where we would go on every week, and we would perform on our own stage out at the Fontenelle Mansion. And when we met with the producer of our show, we were telling him how we envisioned it, and he asked me, he said, just talk about what you do and fill me in on what you've done. And so I told him, I said, well, I've been here for 35 years, and a lot of these artists that you hear out there on the radio today, I worked with a lot of those they were kids coming up, and I did a lot of artist development with some of those guys, worked in the studios with them, played on the recordings, so Taylor Swift, Lee Brice, Chase Rice. I mean, we can go on and on. Even Chris Stapleton and some of those people I was in the studio working with them when they were coming up and he found that fascinating, and he asked a lot of stories about how I interacted with my artists, and how we work together. And I told him, I said, well, they're like my family. And I said, actually, they come here and they stay here. Jada and Riley, all of them, they all come here, and they're this is a family. It's not like any other business you've ever seen. It's not like, you got a record producer, you got an artist, they see each other only in the studio, and then that's it. It's not like that here. And he was really fascinated by that, and how we interact with each other, how we laugh and we joke, and and I just told him a bunch of stuff, and he said, this is what the show needs to be about. This is what people want to see. And I got to thinking about it, and I thought, well, my Lord, this is nothing more than road stories. You really, right. Except done in a much better format. And so we're still going to have our stage out at the Fontenelle. We're still going to do live things. We will be filming a lot at the Grand Ole Opry. A lot of these artists will get to go to the Grand Ole Opry. They'll get to meet their favorite stars. There it is, American Country Network, guys. This is a huge network. I'm telling you, it's going to take over the whole country music scene in Nashville. But we're going to shoot a lot of footage out at the Opry. And if Cece has a favorite artist that she's in love with, she's just like, I just got to meet that guy. Well, we're going to take her on there, and she's going to get to meet these people. She's going to get to film with them. She may even get to sing some duets with them right there in the backstage. And then we'll still have our TV show. There's just a lot of cool things that's coming down the pike. I don't know everything yet, but I can tell you guys, this is going to be a very, very good, well thought out TV show.
Well, I'm hoping for a Michael W. Smith collab with her.
Hey, I don't see why that can't happen. I think that could happen.
Come
And
on.
you know, and
Jesus,
also
huh?
Cece was telling me when she came in that she was a fan of you know, Matthew West and Chris Tomlin, and so I said, well, I've worked with those guys too, you know, because you know, a couple of those guys were country songwriters, and
I
so
didn't even know that.
yeah, she didn't know, and I was playing on a lot of their recordings. I never played on any of their records. I wish I had because I love both of them, but I did play on a lot of their demos. So you know, I've got a lot of ties to the Christian field too, and so I think it's all just playing out like it's supposed to.
All right.
And we're excited about it.
Yeah, no, that's exciting stuff. I can't wait to see what comes of it.
Yeah, and so anyway, I don't want to keep you guys on here all night. We can sit here and talk forever. And Cece, we have so many stories to tell. We've only known each other a short time, but we've really become extremely good friends, and it's a great working relationship. And I couldn't be happier to work with Cece. She's wonderful.
Thank you.
So you'll see more of her, and you'll see more of all these artists soon.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm really grateful you're helping me find my voice on a bigger level.
Well, I told her when she came in, I said, we're going to experiment. We'll see how, I want to know how much range you have. I want to know how high you can go, how low you go. Man, I think the sky's the limit for her. And I don't think she even realized that. Did you? Did you realize that you
I
had all
did
this
some
potential?
stuff I didn't even know was possible. So that was great.
Everything that you heard on that thing is her, and she was able to just kill those vocals and do all those harmony parts and so just great things. It's just going to get better.
Great
All right.
feeling.
2024 is going to be an exciting year.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. And we will be back in here to do road stories again week after next. I'm going to be Brent. You and I are going to be in Texas next week, right?
Yeah, I guess
I think it is.
it's excuse me, week after. Yeah, I guess it is middle of late next week. It's all running together here. It's
Yeah,
hard
it
to keep
is,
it
man.
straight.
We've been running up and down the road so much, but I know we're doing the we're going to be doing the Western Swing Festival
Right.
at National Hall, and
Right.
that is a must see. If you're a Western Swing fan, you better come and see that thing. Well, you can't get in; been sold out for what 6 months.
Right.
But I have a waiting list of 400 people trying to get in there. But every Western swing band, anybody that's anybody, and you're looking at them right there. Drake Milligan is even going to be there, and but you can see Jody Nix, Billy Motto,
And
Steve
some
Markworth.
CCS artists, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is the Clarksville Creative Sound. Steve Markworth will be there representing us. Also on that show will be Kathy Jewell, Kerry
Yeah.
Romero. They will all be performing at this event. And gosh, I don't know who all is going to be there. I know my good friend Chuck Cusimano will be there, and but that will be quite a deal because it'll cover 3 or 4 days. And when one band ends, they're walking off. The next band's coming up, and that's the place right there. It's what it is it's just a big old ballroom, and people love to dance, and they come there to dance, and they get to dance to the greatest Western swing music on the planet because it's going to be there that during that time. And also the film The Birth and History of Western Swing, a new documentary, maybe the best documentary I've ever seen in my entire life. That's it right there. Mike Markworth, Steve's brother, produced this. He directed it, produced it. I bet they have $1 million in this thing. It's crazy. But the history of Western Swing, everything you would ever want to know about Western Swing is going to be in this documentary. You'll get to see it on TV soon. It's going to be out there, but we'll get to see the preview of it before anybody else gets to see it. They'll have a big
So-
screen up in there.
How could we see this festival for those of us who can't go because it's sold out?
Well, a lot of it will be filmed, and I'm sure you'll be seeing some of the film here probably on Brent's show. Brent will probably, I'm guessing you'll be showing some of this footage, right, Brent?
Yeah, we haven't worked out all the details yet, but I'm sure we will have plenty of footage to bring back that we can use in different forms over the next few months. So
So it's
stay
not live
tuned.
streaming, I guess.
It's not going to, I don't think it's going to be live streamed. I
No.
just don't think it's possible.
Okay.
The reason it's not possible is because that place will be packed to the brim with people, and it'd just be impossible to get the sound right in there, with all of the noise and all that stuff that'd be going on. So
We may be able to bootleg a recording or two that we
Yeah.
can get out of there.
we'll
See.
do we'll do the best we can. But that's an event that's an event like no other. And the only time you'll ever get to see all of those acts on one venue is at Bob Will's, a place in Turkey, Texas, that they hold an annual Western Swing Festival every year in honor of Bob Wills. Bob Wills was the king of Western Swing. And so, and a lot of people don't know this. I'm going to say this real quick because people, when they talk about Western Swing, they don't realize how popular this music is. It's the only music ever in history to be broadcast from the moon back to the earth.
Oh yeah.
They actually, when they went to the moon the first time, they played San Antonio Rose by Bob Wills and broadcast it back to the earth. It was the most incredible thing.
Was that on a Bugs Bunny cartoon?
No, actually, it was not. It was. CC might think so, but yeah, it's just a great. I love that kind of music. It's just like no other. And but that'll be fun next week, Brent. I'm looking forward to seeing you down there, and we'll have some fun down there.
We always do, man. And if you get a chance, hey, bring the jacket along with you.
Oh man, I'm going to do it.
Steve loves that jacket.
Steve hates that coat. Do you like that coat? Don't answer that, Cece. Don't even answer. I can tell by the look on her face she's going to agree with Steve. I found it and I just thought, well, this is so cool. I wore it on here and Steve never let me forget that. Kind of like Brent. I never get through a show unless Brent shows me in that wig. The wig is in a video that we did for Steve Markwood, and so that's another story. We'll go there another time. Anyway, we want to thank all you guys for coming on here.
Thank you.
Texas official theme genre, state of Texas.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So we want to thank everybody who came on tonight. We'll be doing this again when we get back from Texas. I'm not sure we'll have time to do it a week from Monday. I'm not even sure we'll be back from there. We may have to put it off one more week, but we will definitely do this again and keep doing this. And I think we'll have some more artists on the next one and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, everybody. And just a reminder, we'll be back with the Fort Worth Musical Moments show. Steve Marquardt and I this Friday at 10 a.m. Central. We've had a hiatus the last couple of weeks. Everybody's been traveling. Everything's been going crazy.
I think Steve Marker's on here because he said that jacket would make a nice shower curtain. That sounds just like him to do that to me. I know it's you, Steve. You just wait, man. I'll get you. Anyway, and Brian, and real quick, Brent, just let people know how they can listen to you on the radio.
Yeah, we got a number of ways. First of all, the Tractors and Troubadours podcast, which drops every Friday. Pretty fresh episode out there now. You can find it at ruralstrongmedia.com or on wherever you get your podcasts. We're out there on all the major podcast platforms. And this week, I'm trying to remember who we got this week is excuse me. They all run together here. You have to go and check that out for yourself and see who the featured artist is on there. Maybe a Clarksville artist.
Well, you play a lot of Clarksville creative sound artists on there, and I want people to know that.
We do.
Go listen to Brent's show, guys. It's great.
Every time we get new music from one of them, we always show. Oh, it's actually this week that we had it. Well, no, never mind. I don't want to misspeak. They all run together. I'm already working on the next one. That's what makes it complicated. But anyway, that's out there now. We're 104 episodes into that show, so. Comes out every Friday. And then you can also check out Rural Strong Radio, which is our 24/7 streaming radio station at ruralstrongmedia.com or on the Live 365 streaming radio app for your mobile device. And you can download that to your device. And I'd love for people to listen to that. We got a lot of great Clarksville artists on there as well as the legends on there. So you'll get some Hank Williams on there, some Ernest Tubb on there, some Jimmy Rogers. You'll get Moon Mullican. I mean, you get the gamut. Then you get into George Jones. All of them. I could go on and on and on and on and on. And so we get some ag programming on there, but just 24/7. That thing runs the best. Kind of a history lesson in country music from A to Z. So go give that a listen when in your free time, and that's how you can listen to us.
And also, Brent, I just want to say, I had plans for releasing some new singles, and I was talking to a couple of DJs, including you, and Christmas is not a good time to be releasing new singles because they're playing a lot of Christmas songs, and so we don't want to put our songs out there and just have them get half the airplay that they normally would. So we're not going to be releasing anything new, but I will tell you, every artist on this label is ready after the first of the year to start releasing. I know Braden Ryle has a great new single coming out and video. Cece, we're going to go ahead and release Cece's because I think it'll play during Christmas. I think they'll play it, and I think it'll be wonderful. And it'll go on even after Christmas. It'll go on for a long time. And so, but after the first of the year, we'll start releasing new singles. And man, you're going to get to hear some new stuff, Brent, that you're going to love.
I love it. And it's always going to have a home here on Rural Strong Radio. I know that. Adam Warner was the spotlight artist on the podcast this week. Adam is a protege of Trace Adkins.
Oh,
and,
wow.
He's got a new song out that was dedicated to his wife and baby. And it's just it's a bit of a tearjerker. His last one was about boots in the bed of the pickup truck. So that's kind of a departure from that to this one. But I had him on the show at Farm Progress Showtime about 6 weeks ago. And then he just, it's kind of funny, how many there's like 1 million artists out, right? And to try to spotlight everybody, if you get like maybe 15 of them that you like because of their cadence of dropping singles every 60 to 120 days, it's kind of hard to get outside of that core group of folks that you follow because everybody's just dropping singles so fast now. It's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah, I don't like to drop them too fast because a lot of times you knock yourself right off the charts.
Right.
It's better to wait until they're starting to come down off the charts before you start releasing another one. And I have a hard time with some of my artists because they're so fast. They want to get that stuff out there. And I'm like, I want to make sure we get our best bang, and so. That's definitely the way to do it.
All right. Well, when they come out there, we will have them on Tractors and Troubadours, and we'll have them on Rural Strong Radio. So, a lot of times
in the studio, Brent, I want you to know, when I'm in here editing, I just turn the volume completely down on the console because all I'm really looking at is WAV files, and I'm bringing up levels and things like that. I stream your show in here a lot, and guys, I want to tell you something. If you're not listening to Rural Strong Radio, you're missing out. Brent, you're great at this, and your music is amazing. You never play a song I don't like.
Well, I appreciate that.
So listen in, guys. You got to tune in and start listening to this radio station. It's amazing. And
Brent, the fun thing about that is that comes from a collection of CDs that I've amassed over any number of years. So every one of those comes from my own personal collection, and I always wondered, what the heck am I going to do with all this stuff? Because you buy a CD and you rip it to digital, and then it just kind of sits there.
Yep.
So we started this thing, and man, it became a passion project to just keep loading all that music onto this radio station from this thing. And I've got enough to run that thing 24/7, 365, and we're constantly adding stuff on there, and all the great stuff that we get out of NDX and all the great independent artists.
It's growing like leaps and bounds, man.
It's picking up, and we appreciate it. And then, of course, we got the Sunday shows on there, but Sunday's kind of country. Robbie Lynn, he's been a fixture in Christian country music for almost 30 years now, playing his show every Sunday, and it's nationwide. And he just has just phenomenal music on there that I always hear something that I had forgotten about or didn't even realize was out there every week. And then I followed up with a little short set, which this past week we featured some of the Clarksville artists on there for that, and then we get into old Billy Bowles' show, and we'll keep adding more of that syndicated programming too, just trying to find the best country music and Western swing themed programs out there to just keep it interesting, keep it fresh. That's how we keep this music alive.
That's right. We appreciate all you do, Brent.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Well, guys, it's a wrap, and we appreciate all of you coming in, and we look forward to doing this again soon.
Excellent. So we will be back again, and hope you join us for another Curt Ryle's Road Stories. Take it easy, everybody. Again, 10 a.m. Central this Friday. Make sure you join us for Fort Worth Musical Moments. Thank you, Cece.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, there'll always be a honky tonk in Texas. And from the dance floor you will hear twin fiddles play. At last call there'll be a jukebox in the corner, playing He Stopped Loving Her Today.